Hello, peoples. Welcome to the Wave of the World podcast. This is episode number 4. I'm excited to hear everyone's feedback that I'm getting on the podcast. I appreciate it. I definitely take note on what you guys are saying to me, and I will be putting it into effect in later podcasts. So, what I wanted to jump off today's topic of conversation with is the Super Bowl. I watched the whole Super Bowl and the festivities that come along with it. I enjoyed the whole game, even though my team wasn't in it. You see the New York thing behind me? You understand? This is a beautiful map of, or it's a culmination of pictures that have been generated in New York over time. And if you're not watching this, then go to my YouTube page, Wave of the World Podcast. Anyways, my team is the New Orleans Saints, but I am very happy that a black quarterback won. If it wasn't going to be Lamar Jackson, then Patrick Mahomes will do. And I enjoyed the game. There was a lot of people upset about the halftime show. Don't really know why, but I thought it was a good I thought it was a great halftime show, but I don't know. It was just another male's perspective. I thought it was great for the Latin community to get representation on the stage, so big as the Super Bowl in America, and I felt that it was only right that Super Bowl was in Miami. Miami has a huge Cuban influence. Why not J Lo and Shakira? J Lo's 50, Shakira 41. The only critique that I have about the Super Bowl is Shakira. Like, you don't even, I don't got to tell you what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, go watch the meme. I'm sure it's been turned into so many memes so far. The first one that I saw was the SpongeBob meme where he yells, "Victory Screech," and they replaced it with Shakira. Great. Love it. Knew it as soon as I saw it. I said to my friends that I was with at the time, that is going to be a meme in 10 minutes. Maybe it was less than 10 minutes. Who knows? Um, but I, for the most part, enjoyed the Super Bowl. I was with friends and we had a good time. We had some karaoke going. It was pretty chill. Got to bring my dog with me. It's always a good time. Um, I am curious what different people eat during the Super Bowl because I know like some people have necessities that they always have to have. For the most part, people go to Super Bowl parties. So I'm curious to see what everyone had. I had pizza, I had wings, I had ribs, I had ham sliders, what's that? Cowboy caviar. There was a plethora of things on my plate, and I was not upset about it in the slightest. Um, so I don't understand why people were upset about the Super Bowl the halftime performance, but like I said, I thought it was great. The whole Cuban flag thing that J Lo did, and having her daughter out there, her little daughter, the wee little child, out there singing in front of thousands of people on a nationally broadcasted TV show, one of the biggest in the world, and her little daughter out there. Ah, ah. All props to Lil J Lo. That's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know her name, but I'm gonna call it Lil J Lo. And then the game right after that, it was fantastic. I was a little upset because the Chiefs weren't winning, and then I saw Patrick Mahomes be Patrick Mahomes, and He is the fourth black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. That's sad, but that's why I wanted the Chiefs to win. Speaking of winning, I've gotten a lot of questions recently. If you follow me on my personal Instagram page, Sir Sophisticated, I've been posting lately about different things that I invest in. And what I originally did was I took some refund money that I got and I put it into an app called Robinhood. Now, Robinhood is it's an app that helps you look at stocks differently, and it's more built for the millennial generation, I would think, because I also have TD Ameritrade. And comparing the two, I definitely spend more time on Robinhood, and I like the interface better on Robinhood. They are not sponsoring me for this. This is free sponsorship. Go do your own research, but I personally like Robinhood. Now, what I wanted to talk about was the fact that Tesla, their stock jumped 77% in 1 month. Now, I bought Tesla stock back before they released the tank truck or whatever it was. I don't know. It was a weird car, but I knew that people would definitely jump on board with the truck. I saw many of the people that I follow that are celebrities or around celebrities or influenced by celebrities. I saw the people buying the truck. As soon as I saw that, then I hopped on board. Yesterday, so the stock started out at, when I bought it, the stock was at 300, 350, something like that. And on February 4th, around 1:30 to 2 o'clock, the stock got up to $900. That is blasphemous. $900. I was thinking about keeping the stock, but I sold it anyway because I had it for a decent amount of time. I also invest in other companies like Apple and Disney, things of that nature. And when I saw that, let me tell you something. When I saw that this thing jump up, I was literally checking that app every 10 minutes, trying to, like, oh, here it comes. I'm going to sell it. Oh, here it comes. I'm going to sell it. And then it just kept going up. It literally went up. It went up the 77% in the month, but like it was going up like $50 a day. That's outrageous. But I will be providing extra advice. I'm not an expert, but I will be providing extra advice for my Patreons. If you would like to subscribe to Patreon, please go to patreon.com/Wave of the World. They will be getting a bonus episode where I will be continuing to do this podcast, but I will give them extra information. That's all y'all get. Speaking of getting something you thought was yours. So, yesterday there was a man arrested in Ohio because he called 911 25 times. 25. He called the police 25 times. The only question that I have is at what point where you're like, all right, buddy, you're coming with us. Like, enough's enough. Was it 20? It wasn't 21. It wasn't 22. I want to know what justified that 25, because whenever you call 911 that they can track your location. Let's be honest. Anybody can track your location at any point. We just want to believe that it can't be done. Uh, but 25 times. I want to know if he got the same person at any one of these 25 times, like the people that work at the 911 hotline. I want to know if he got the same person any of these 25 times, or did the person that he first called answer on 25 and like, reporting you. Hello. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, you just can't be doing that. He lost his hoodie. He was calling 911 because he lost his hoodie. Yep. Gotta get that champion back. Gotta get that Nike swoosh back. You understand me? This is a nice hoodie. $100 hoodie. I'm not even wearing a hoodie. This is a nice hoodie. $100 hoodie. Help your boy out. So speaking of helping out, what I wanted to do for my Black History Month videos is bring light to something significant that happened on this day, whatever year it happened. Just an interesting fact that I don't think a lot of us think about, but it's cool to know. So the fact that I looked up, courtesy of the New York Times, is that on this day, February 5th, don't know what year, Obama was named the president of the Harvard Law Review. And what the Harvard Law Review does is it provides chances to students to improve how they research the legal pathways, and it offers judges and scholars reforms to legal arguments. And I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, Obama went to Harvard, one of the most prestigious schools in America. And when he joined originally, one of the things that he wanted to be his focus was representation for minorities and other people of color in America. And I thought that that message was great enough to share with you all. I don't think that Black History should be kept to 1 month. First of all, it's the shortest month. Thank goodness we got a leap year. You understand me? We got an extra day. I'm gonna take advantage of that day. February 29th, I will see you later. Something else that is not on my docket, but I saw earlier on Instagram was that a Black woman, I forget her name, I will look it up and give her credit later, but a Black woman created pads for women when they're on their period. Didn't know that. I love whenever I see any of the inventions that Black people create that I never really think about, like the filament and light bulb. Didn't know that, but now it's like common knowledge, like in the back of my head. I was talking with my dad earlier this week, and whatever scientists say that we only use 10% of our brain, the first thing my mind jumps to is the Iron Man 3 movie. That man, he was doing all the, like the hand acting, like throwing things up in the air and zooming in. And he said that, there was a little tiny hole in our minds so we could advance as a culture and as people. Thought it was hilarious. I know it's a movie based off of comic book characters, but I do feel like whenever it's put into movies, the government already knows. Might as well make it a comic book movie. That way people won't see it seriously. This is just where my mind starts to go whenever I see certain things. But the conversation that I had with my dad was that I believe we use 100% of our mind. I believe that we only use 10% of our mind at one time. If you think about it, the unlimited amount of memories that you have whenever you're just living your day-to-day life. Song lyrics. How many of you have not heard a song 5, 10, 15 years, doesn't matter. If it was hot and you liked it, I can bet you no matter what time in your life, if you learn the lyrics, someone plays it for you a time later, you will remember the song word for word. If not word for word, you will get close. You'll get close enough. But there's some part of your mind that's storing that. I won't believe that that's not true. Also, random facts like the little tip of your shoe. Let me go grab one. So you see these Jordans, right? This little tip right here, why do I know that that's called an eaglet? Why? I don't know. I really don't know why. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell my brain, but it's up there. It's called an eaglet, and I'll never forget it. My New Year's resolution last year, which lasted a whole 2 weeks, was to learn a new word every day. And the strategy that I went about going this was to use the dictionary, the Webster's Dictionary word of the day, and make it into a rap. I took different approaches. The one that worked best for me was starting out every verse with the first letter of the word. So if the word was stones, the first verse would start with S, the second verse would start with a T, third verse would start with an O, and that would kind of help me spell the word. And the verses would also talk about the meaning of the word. The word that I learned was lapidary. And the word lapidary means someone who cuts and polishes precious stones. Random knowledge. I don't know why that's in my head because I forced it to be in my head, first of all. And two, I don't know how to get rid of it. Don't really need it. When will I ever need to know what a lapidary is? I don't know. Anyways, there's not going to be a Mount Rushmore for this episode. I wanted to keep the cooler content from my Patreons, like I said earlier. Also, I'd like suggestions on Mount Rushmore topics. You can send those to the wave of the world 19 at gmail.com. I would appreciate it. That's all I got for you today. I love you and I thank you. Please like, subscribe, share with anybody that you like. Love you all. Bye bye.